Hi guys, welcome back to Snackcast.
Welcome back.
Today we are continuing the series on what if you want to do an actual road race, a 5K, 10K, half marathon, right?
Yeah.
So today is pre-race prep, really like probably the week before the race, kind of, what to pay attention to, what to have on your radar. And I mean, probably the first and most obvious is how do you handle your workouts?
Yeah, you want to taper down. Most of your workout plans will have some sort of taper. If they don't, you need to plug that into yourself.
You don't want to be sore on race day.
You've got to. I know the thought especially if you didn't follow the workout plan to a T, right? You're going to be much more inclined to go, I need to exercise the day before. I need to get ready.
There's no cram.
There's no cramming. So literally 2 to 3 days before, probably more like 4 days before, should be your final actual exercise as part of the plan. You should probably move into more of you want to stay moving, right? You don't want to just go dormant, but you can do different types of exercise. You can do sit-ups or push-ups or walking, even a mild walk, right? But you don't want to be doing full-blown exercises leading up to the day of the event. So the morning of, we'll talk about that. There's something you can do on the morning of. But nutrition?
Food.
Yeah.
So I know a guy.
Highly contested.
I know a guy that went and had chicken wings the night before an Ironman.
I don't know who you're talking about. And beer, if you can believe that.
Yeah, not a good call.
Yeah, carb load. That's a good idea. Lots of beer. I mean, pitchers and pitchers of beer. And lots of really bad food the night before. That'll go down in history.
6 months of training.
6 months of training down the tubes.
But you finished.
I did. I finished. That was the most important part. But yeah, it wasn't my best day.
For the viewer, what did you learn?
No alcohol the day before. Absolutely. The food, I probably could have still done okay, but absolutely no alcohol the day before. Like, zero.
And really more than just the day before, right? You want to start a
couple days. It takes the average person a couple days to recover from any kind of alcohol. So,
I'm talking even like heavy food.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You don't want to do, Taco Bell. 2 days. Sorry, Taco Bell.
I think the jury's out on what people call carb loading. It's my opinion, and take that for what it's worth. That's bupkis. That you don't need large amounts of pasta. They all have pasta dinner the night before. You don't need that. Eat normal meals. Like, eat what you normally would eat. Just don't go crazy. Your body has days and weeks of stored up energy. The fact that you need to go and dip into sugar the day of is ridiculous.
So those are probably the two harder, not even hard, but more complex things to figure out. Because for everyone, the food their body accepts and tolerates and performs well under is a little bit different. The rest of it's probably more kind of checklist stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, weather, parking.
Yeah, route and weather. Your typical 5Ks, the route isn't going to be as big of a deal. It can be once you get into 10K, or heaven forbid you're doing a triathlon of any sort of distance.
I have a true story for the viewers.
Okay.
So Kevin and I did the rock and roll half along with our wives and a bunch of other people. We did the rock and roll half in St. Pete some odd years ago. And I think it was 37 degrees the morning of. So we're all freezing it was before cold. The race start, right?
It was Florida cold for you northerners. That's cold.
Yeah, that's cold down here,
especially
wet. When you're in shorts,
right,
and in a running jacket. So, anyways, they start the race and they route us into town first. So the buildings were blocking the wind. The sun came out. You started to warm up, right? And off the jacket went. And if you've never done a road race and you wear a jacket, you throw it off on the side of the road and it's gone forever. It's Aaron Hernandez.
A lot of times they pick it up, they'll donate it to charity, that type of stuff.
Right. So anyways, the second half of the route, they took us out waterfront and the wind picked up.
Bone chilling cold.
It was brutal. It was a hard finish. So the point being, look at the route, check your weather, kind of have a game plan.
Right. Yeah. The same thing can be like if you do any type of a sprint triathlon or anything like that, you're on your bike, you're typically moving fast, and the routes, the barricades, maybe the cones aren't set up properly. I've taken a wrong turn before on a bike, and you lose seconds once you to even a minute or so when you realize that you're on the wrong course.
Yeah, well, some of us are less concerned about time and more concerned about finishing.
Who wants to run or ride more?
Not dying. Not dying. So a couple checklist items. The parking. Know where you're going to park, right? Have a plan. Know who you're meeting there. So parking and meetup locations are kind of together. You want to know who you're going to meet, when you're going to meet them, even in the race or post-race. You want to know, how am I going to connect with the people that I came with, right? And then probably last but not least, if there's a packet pickup, how do you handle that?
Oh, you would definitely want to do that the night before. The last thing you'd want to do is try to find pack-up pickup, sit in line with all the other people who didn't do pack-up pickup the night before.
And sometimes they'll do them 2 or 3 days in advance, right? It's the expo.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the fun.
I like
right?
the expo.
It's like, hey, we're gearing up. We're going to
weird Bluetooth everything, nutrition bars you never heard of. It's packet pickup's kind of cool.
It is cool, and that's, like I said, that emotionally gears you up for what you're about to face.
Yep. So anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think that's
bleeding boobs or any of you cover them up, you Vaseline.
We can probably leave that for day of.
Okay. Right.
Day of stuff that you want to prepare for.
Chafing,
Body Glide. Body Glide could be at packet pickup, especially if it's like a Foot Locker or a Fit Niche or one of those guys. You'll want to.
So we'll touch on that. Next episode, we'll do day of. What to expect, how to plan for it.
Sounds like fun.
That's all today. Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, snackcast@yes.fit. We appreciate you tuning in.
Stay moving.
See ya.